What's up, YouTube? Anybody see that bullshit going on in Philly? Back at it, robbing and stealing. You're gonna force small business owners and corporations in your community to close their door. But what do you care? You're out there robbing, stealing, and looting. It's going on in New Jersey too. They let the wheelie kings ride their stolen dirt bikes and quads up and down Route 130. It's easy pickings in Cinnaminson. Cars getting stolen, places getting robbed, vandalism. My shop's been vandalized and robbed. I can't tell you how many times. When I was a young guy, and we hung out with older people, they would say, "Oh, you can't go through Cherry Hill with your car all loud and all jacked up and different wheels and tires. Those cops don't mess around, right? You can't go here. You know, those cops don't mess around." Now today, everyone's attitude is like, what are they going to do? They're not going to do anything to me. There needs to be a new sheriff. Someone needs to step up, man up. And if we have to build new prisons to keep people in jail because they're breaking the law, they're robbing and stealing, they're affecting public safety, they're affecting the community. Driving around with no insurance, no registration, no driver's license, guns, drugs in your car is unlawful. Stealing is unlawful. Vandalism is unlawful. Shooting up people in public is unlawful. But hanging out under the L in Camden, shooting dope, sleeping on the street is unlawful. But where is the law? These cops don't even look. I've been down there and watched the police not even look for blocks and blocks and blocks. Wheelie kings riding down the street, cops do nothing. Somebody has to set an example. Law and order. There needs to be a new sheriff. Someone needs to step up and say, if they say we're profiling, I don't care what color you are. You're breaking the law. Go see the judge. Here's your warrant. Here's your ticket. Impound your car. Whatever the infraction is. In most cases, they're not pulling you over because you're doing something right. I've been pulled over for speeding. You know what they do? We all smile and I laugh and say, hey, I know what I did. You write me a fucking ticket and I pay it. That's it. Tinted windows. People come in with murdered out windows, front and rear, and double film tinted all the way around. You can't see inside the car. With no inspection sticker. Car's a pile of crap. Or it could even be nice. That's not safe. With the seat laid all the way back so you can't even see over the steering wheel. That's not safe. No turn signals. Tag comes back stolen. Whatever the case may be. The police have to be able to have law and order. Law and order. So something has to be done. People looting cars. Car theft is through the roof. But the public knows the police aren't doing anything about it. How can you shoot up a whole neighborhood, 300 shots, 20 people running around squeezing bullets off? They kill babies, they're killing children, they're killing adults, and nobody knows nothing. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody has ring cams. Nobody reports. Nobody wants to say anything. It's insane. If there was somebody out front of my house shooting up somebody, we have cameras, and I would turn in that information. Regardless of what it is. Somebody has to see something. Somebody's got to do something about it. Oh, we can't just pull you over for any reason. I could think of, as I drive down the road, a million reasons why someone could get pulled over. Improper repairs, tail light out, unsafe vehicle, tinted windows, swerving, you name it. And then once you get them pulled over, and they're, that's their job. Their job is to serve and protect, to keep law and order. Do you call what's going on in Philadelphia right now law and order? I seen a bunch of cops doing stuff about it. But what are they really going to do about it? They're going to arrest these guys, and then they're going to be out tomorrow doing the same shit again. This is what I hear from local police tell me. Is like, I arrest the same guy 3 and 4 times doing the same shit. They let him out. He does the same thing. permanent detention, stricter sentences. So what? We have to build more prisons. Big deal. Big deal. And it's sad because it's getting closer in the neighborhoods. Years ago, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. But what's the answer? You can't fire the police chief because where's the police chief getting his commands from? Where, you follow me? Who's enforcing it? Where is the commercials and social media and TV and the radio that's saying, and billboards and anywhere else, and plants the impressions that we're not playing games anymore. You thought you got away with it, but there's a new sheriff in town, and we will lock you up. Click It or Ticket is on the things, and report speeding and all this other bullshit. How about we're going to arrest your ass and keep you in jail for looting, robbing, and stealing and vandalism. And we're going to make sure you stay in jail. Not that you're going to get out tomorrow. You're going to stay in jail until we feel that you're ready to get out. How's that sound? You destroy millions of dollars worth of property, and you take away from the community. Insane. It blows my mind. And they want to put more. The public doesn't trust the police. How many times have you heard that? The public doesn't trust the police. How's that? How is that? If you know your rights, right? If you know your rights, then you have an advantage. But if you don't know your rights, you're at a disadvantage. But if you're speeding, you're in the wrong. If you're driving a vehicle around with no insurance, no registration, and a warrant for your arrest, you shouldn't be out here. You shouldn't be doing anything. You should be hiding somewhere. You beat your wife, you beat your girlfriend, you murder and kill. You're going to stay in jail. But now it's like an epidemic because now social media breeds all this information to people like, oh, go to the gas pump and rattle it 6 times and kick it on this thing and double tap it and push this secret code and you're going to get free gas. How many morons went out there and did that? And same thing with ATMs. Go in there and put your 69698675 code in there and the ATM's going to spit out free money. It's stupid. But social media feeds these people that says, oh, now you can get away with it. It's no unspoken rule. You hear it all over the place. Well, Walmart's not going to stop you. Home Depot's not going to stop you. What are you supposed to do? Let people come in every day and steal your products and inventory and scare your employees to where they don't want to come to work for you anymore? Then you got to close your doors. And now you can't. And then once that place is closed, it doesn't reopen. And then they move on to the next business that they can pillage and rob and scare and do until that business can't afford to do it anymore. And like the guy who owns the gas station in Philly, he hired an armed guard for his gas station. He took a stand. You don't hear anything about his gas station. You don't hear anything more about his gas station, do you?
No.
You know why? Because he hired somebody who's going to shoot your fucking ass if you come onto his property and try and steal his gas, harass his customers, and rob his joint. He's going to put an automatic weapon in your ass. Right?
Yeah.
So he became his own law and order. He has the right to protect his investment.
Pretty much.
There you go. Try and roll up at his gas station and cause some shit with a military trained guy with an AR-15. It's going to make the criminals go to another gas station. You understand what I'm saying? But the answer is to not have weapons for everybody. It's law and order. You can't have the police department come to your business and sit there all day long and babysit because the swarm of bees comes when they feel like it. I'll just say that, the swarm of bees. So what do? You have to hire your own security team, right? And then what does that do? That raises the cost of what they can do, provide for you. And just like these GM guys, they're negotiating a 40%. What was it?
20% pay raise.
Was it 20?
Yeah.
They wanted a 40% pay increase, and then some other perks. Right? What were the other perks?
It was 20% pay raise.
No, it was.
Oh, no, it was 40%. 40%.
It was 40%, but then there are negotiations for 20%.
Yes.
What does 20% increase to millions and millions of employees and vehicles? You're taking that vehicle and you're pricing that vehicle way out the park. Way out the park. Everybody's entitled to make a fair wage, right?
You gotta earn it.
And you got to earn it.
You can't just expect shit.
But you can't just go and say, well, we're all going to stop now and we're going to drive the cost of cars up 40%. Price of vehicles up 40%. And let alone, can they afford to pay those employees until they ramrod it down the public's face and say, oh, well, your $30,000 car now is $50,000 because your online workers wanted a 40% pay increase.
But you know who it really sucks for? People that have been there for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years who probably would appreciate that pay raise a lot more than somebody that's been there a week, but they're both on that line.
Right. So April had a good point there. That the guy who has the least amount of time in versus the guy who's been there forever is going to get the same negotiated benefits.
They're both picketing, both of them.
Right. Uh-huh. That's a shitty situation. It seems like the whole entire world is after your money. No different than the government taxing your income. And inflation is a prime example of that. And then what happens to the employer now that they're charging more for cost of goods?
That's because the whole entire world is expecting a handout.
Well, because they were getting free shit forever, and now
Yeah, but look at the looting in PA. Everybody's expecting everything for free.
it's crazy.
You worked an hour today for free.
I did. Yep. And even with that, even if they give them a 20, so we're just gonna say assembly line worker, I'm just gonna say makes $80,000 a year, plus a cushy benefit package and 401k and all this other shit. That's a huge pay increase. Times how many employees? Millions? You're talking two auto manufacturers with the same union, right?
Yeah.
And then what happens when it bleeds over to Honda and this, that, and the other thing? The average person won't even be able to afford a new car. Won't even be able to afford it. It's bad. Like, we were at ShopRite the other day, and we see people getting arrested at ShopRite and Walmart all the time. But not as much as we used to, because now they don't want to fret. They don't want to engage with somebody who's stealing there for a certain amount of money, but even though it still goes on. So we're in ShopRite and we're getting food. Was it ShopRite? No.
Sam's Club.
We were in Sam's Club getting some food, which it was ridiculous at Sam's Clubs too. I was looking at meat, and $50, $60 for 3 slabs of meat is insane. So that's why we don't eat meat anymore. For one reason, and for health reasons. So there was a couple that appeared to be younger than us. They had a shopping cart stacked, right?
Yes.
Stacked.
And they were dumbfounded because it came to $600.
And the expression on their face when they went to the register, I took a guess. So I figured when they left, I seen her face when they said it was X, 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 and X. And then I seen them counting out $100 bills. And her face was like, right? So I was like, yes, they just got fucking sticker shocked. So our cart was a quarter of the way filled.
Yeah, I would say so.
And you know how the carts are there. They're a little bigger, but they're not ginormous. We spent $240.
Yeah. So
quarter of our cart was full of fruits and vegetables and things like that, which is a little costly. It shouldn't be. So I had to do the multiplier. I'm like, well, we only had a quarter cart, and they had an overflowing cart. Had to have been over $600. Yeah, sticker shocked. And you know what? I don't think you ever see anybody at Lowe's getting robbed or them stealing from not Lowe's, Sam's Club, and same thing with BJ's. You know why? You have to show your membership card before you get in there, right? Or you can't get in, and then you have to show your receipt on the way out, and that's militant. So maybe some of these places should do that. Like, okay, now Walmart has to pay a membership fee. You have to show your ID on your way in. You have to show your receipt on the way out. No ands, ifs, or buts. or these guys going to have to start hiring a security team. Not the hidden security team. It has to be a public security team that is police present. So you think that you're going to go steal from a place if there's a police officer? As they say,
If I was a criminal, then yeah.
No, so if you go to Walmart or Amazon or Lowe's or Target or wherever the fuck you're going, would you still? Now I would tell you,
Okay.
I wouldn't steal.
Okay, it should deter them, but people still steal from Home Depot, and there's that security guard that's always at the
And
exit.
he's only one person though, and he's not dressed in.
It says security.
It doesn't say police, so Mr. Security would have to call the police to come deal with him.
And they have plainclothes asset workers that walk around Walmart. People still do it. Oh, and Target.
It's not the same as like Sam's Clubs and BJ's. So what I'm saying is, start charging a membership fee. You can't get through the door for service unless you have a current membership card.
And do you think that those people with membership cards aren't stealing?
I would say it's less likely.
Babe, are you living in the same?
I'm saying it's less likely.
It's less likely, but that people still do it. And you want to know why people do it? Especially at Sam's.
To cover
Costco
the
now.
membership fees?
Because they have it's $120. Because you have the thing on your phone where you can scan and go. So you scan your item and then you pay with your credit card when you're done. So when you walk out, you're seeing they're looking at the same receipt as you would as if it was paper receipt, but they don't scan everything to make sure everything was purchased. Stores got lazy.
I would just say that if you had a membership fee.
I watched it. There was a lady that
I get it, but I'm
stuff.
saying it's less likely if you had the system in place. Now, even Wawa, you can't come in here and be part of Wawa unless you have your membership card.
So a lady had a big old tote. It was like one of those gigantic
Yeah.
totes that you store things in, and apparently she had stuff in the tote. So when she went, this was me, Jessica, and Jen, as a matter of fact. When she went to the receipt line, she pulled out her receipt, and the lady opened the bin, and there was a whole bunch of clothes and stuff in the bin. And the lady is like scanning all this stuff, and she's like, none of this stuff was purchased. And the lady was like, it's not my fault that they didn't scan everything or they didn't look in the tote. She knew what was in that fucking
Yeah,
tote.
you have to be kind of on the honor system when you're shopping. You can't just put shit in your pocket. I understand if you got two kids in your hands and stuff like that.
She went through the self-checkout.
Yeah.
Purposely didn't scan everything
Yes,
that
I
was
agree.
in the tote. And that lady that checks the receipt, she's very, very good. Like, she's very good. And she opened the tote and just started scanning.
Where were we at when they were like, excuse me, sir? Were we at ShopRite?
Yes, that was a yeah, that was a
So we went to ShopRite.
That lady was like, can you pay?
And we had every intentions of paying. We
You
scanned
put-
everything. We already knew the lady was there watching. Not that we were trying to steal.
You
I
put
stick-
the card in.
I stick my credit card in, click pay, and we're just waiting for a bing, 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 and it said
remove card.
remove card, right? So I'm not like staring at the screen.
Mm-mm.
I pull the card out, we grab her chin. She's like, excuse me, can you pay? I'm like, well, I fucking tried to. I didn't realize it wasn't legitimately, and I had no problems paying. Like, absolutely. If they played back the little fucking TV camera on the self checkout where they don't have 10 employees now, they just have 10 fucking computer screens. They could play that back and say, "Wow, this dude legitimately tried to pay." And I wasn't trying to pay with a bad or declined credit card. Legitimately, he's like, "What the fuck?" It said, "Remove your card." All right. I even when I'm at Wawa, I give him my card. And I'm sitting there and we're staring at each other while we're waiting for a fucking approval. And I said, "Are we good?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, you're good." Okay. Well, how do I know unless someone says, "Hey, you're good"? You don't have a fucking red light when you come up there for your groceries. Like, all right, stop transaction, and then when it's paid, the green light goes off. But law and order. There needs to be a new sheriff. And
It drives me crazy.
Trump is the new recycle sheriff.
Because Walmart actually has the camera where it literally watches you scan everything.
Yes.
Like, scan, put it down. Scan, put. So people that try to steal, it's comical.
I get it. All right, I didn't mean to bore you for 20 minutes, guys. It just makes me sick of what I see that it's going on, not only in Philadelphia because it's close to New Jersey, but then I see it closer to home, where we are in the Pennsauken area, and it just gets worse. I just don't understand what is wrong with locking up 300, 500, 1,000 people. What's wrong with that? If you're at a peaceful protest, right? It's peaceful. There shouldn't be anything bad going on. But if you're at a violent protest and you're robbing, stealing, and destroying public and private property, it's ass kicking time, right?
Yeah.
It's ass. What did they say? What is that? That movie we watch all the time when he says, it's the Western movie that we watch.
Oh, Tombstone?
Tombstone, right? No guns, no this. Smack you in your mouth, beat your ass, stomp you down, shoot you. Like, we're the law. That's it. We're going to kick your ass. We're going to stomp you in the ground for effing up in my town, right?
Yeah, because they have to give their guns when they walk into town.
Right? Here's the membership. No guns but the law. If that ain't good for you, you're going to get a smack in the mouth. And if that still ain't good for you, they're going to put a bullet in your ass, right? Or they're going to take you to jail. We watched them arrest one person maybe, but they killed everyone else.
Right.
Right?
But they just said they wanted a peaceful town, so they didn't want no guns in the town.
Yep.
Everybody wants peace. It's just that
Everybody wants to feel safe when they go to the gas station or when they go to the movies or when they go shopping. Everybody wants to feel safe. They want to feel that the police are actually going to do something about the criminals. That's it. We just want to feel safe. Our tax dollars pay for that security, don't you think? I feel that way. My tax dollars pay for a lot of things. And if we're not getting those things, then why are we paying our taxes? Right? You're paying your taxes for a good school system, or you're paying it for a shitty school system. Why is it a shitty school system? Or you're paying taxes for police presence and fire presence and good roads. Well, then when you don't have that, then what are you paying for? Thanks for watching.